Sanctification is a theological term for basically Christian living. It's called progressive sanctification. But if you step back and look at how the Bible uses the term, it's a little different actually. The New Testament, when it talks about sanctification, it just means being set apart. And that happens when a person becomes a Christian. God sets that person apart. The older translations call that being a saint. So I'm St. Andrew. St. Andrew, because I'm set apart, I'm a holy one of God because He saved me from my sins. Now, throughout the Christian life, you think of it as that past event, the Christian life, and the future. That past tense, I am saved, I am sanctified. Right now, I am being saved, I am being sanctified. In future tense, I will be saved, I will be sanctified. That's glorification. So usually the term sanctification is talking about that middle progressive sanctification of gradual growth. And there are several major views on this, different models of sanctification. There's a Wesleyan view that says basically a Christian can live in a state of perfection, Christian perfection, not divine perfection, not angelic perfection, Christian perfection, where basically they live free from known sin. There's a Keswick view, Keswick, that basically says when you become a Christian, there may be a state later where you become a better Christian. There are different terms for it. We think of it like a second tier, a deeper life, a higher life, the Christ life, all kinds of different terms where basically there are two stages. The first stage where there's the lower life, the second stage where there's a higher life. The stage where you're not spirit-filled, where you are spirit-filled, where you're carnal then spiritual, all these different dichotomies. And they happen usually distinct in time from becoming Christian and then later becoming a super Christian. That's not a term they use. So the Keswick view is pretty common, and a similar view to that is the Chafferian view, which sees it as spirit-filling is that key. A Christian is either spirit-filled or not spirit-filled, and kind of jump back and forth. When you're spirit-filled, you don't sin. When you sin, you're not spirit-filled, so he's jumping back. And then Pentecostalism, another model, says that spirit-filling is one of the keys, but there's another key, and that's spirit baptism. And often that's evidence in speaking in tongues. I respect those views. I would hold to what's called the Reformed view, which just means basically you become a Christian, and if you chart it off on a graph, it's gradual growth till you die. And sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, sometimes there are big steps of growth, sometimes there aren't, but the trajectory is growth. And that growth is what's often called progressive sanctification.